Hey everybody, it's a new day out at the camper, and Tara's back in town. She was out visiting family, and now she's back to help on our camper.
Safely, yeah. Everyone, safely.
Yeah, with a mask. Today is her first day actually seeing the camper in person. She's seen it in video, but what are your thoughts?
I like it a lot. Good bones, and I'm excited to do some gentle demo.
If you looked on my Instagram a few days ago, I was kind of waffling back and forth about should I rip out the cabinets and make custom cabinets, or should we just kind of deal with what's in there and modify what we have around that. And most people tended to agree that custom is the way to go, and it's not like this is a huge cabinet to rebuild. It's pretty small, so I think we're gonna cut out the cabinets today. A lot of them are stapled, so we'll see how easy this is. But we're gonna rip out the cabinets and eventually rebuild them with some nicer plywood and a better layout for more storage. Also, I finally got my airbags in to install on the truck so we can actually responsibly haul this camper. So hopefully today, when it's a little bit cooler, it's pretty hot right now, we can install those on the truck and get it ready. So much going on. Let's go to the camper. And if you didn't see the cabinets from the last video, this is what they currently look like. Stove is gone, furnace is gone, fridge is gone, electricity's out, cabinet doors are off, ready to get the rest off. Before we rip out the cabinets over here, we have to get the sink out, which means decaulking. So we've got this handy dandy tool that helps us take caulk out. Haven't used it yet, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah. Nasty. If anyone knows how to actually use this, comment below. That is so satisfying.
Oddly satisfying.
All those in favor of a separate ASMR series, raise your hand. Oh man, that underneath is lit.
A quick little update. We're about to get some lunch, but basically we've been in the process of removing the cabinets. This wall is pretty much good to come out. I just need to get these wires out of it, which means we're gonna have to shut off the power for a little bit, hopefully once it's a little cooler. Tara got the sink out, and we worked to get this whole section out, and for the most part it came out pretty clean. There's a lot of little sneaky screws and staples that we couldn't get to. The only bad part is there was one screw here that came from the outside in, and it kind of pulled a little bit of the wall with it, unfortunately. But no major issue there. And we've got more to go. This part's a little bit harder because it's all kind of joined together with staples, so we'll see. See you in a bit. Alright, so it turns out lunch was actually around 4:30 because we had no idea what time it is. Here's where we're at so far. We've got most of the cabinets out. We're getting through the fridge space right now. There's a lot of wiring we're having to sort of cut out of these wooden pieces. And we do have the power off, so don't worry about that. This part's going to be the most challenging because it's caulked together pretty well and stapled quite a bit. And the propane compartment's back there. Been a lot more work than I expected. It was going really fast at first, but these back cabinets are really, the way they're constructed, you can't just pull them out. You have to kind of go in and break a bunch of stuff. Maybe no airbags today, but at least we'll get this done.
Breaking a bunch of stuff. Proof.
GoPro ran out of memory, so I'm gonna have to film this part on this bigger camera, which doesn't have quite the wide angle, but we are basically done with pulling out the cabinets. You can see the metal propane box here, which is going to stay in. I mean, it might be nice to have that space, but I also think it would make a really cool little outdoor garage area because you can access it from the outside of the camper. So I think that's going to stay, but you can see there's a lot of space here. I'll try to hit it with a GoPro once I get the memory card free again. We're out here today getting ready to put on the airbags on the truck. Didn't get to them yesterday. The demo took a lot longer than expected. Dad's out here helping me because he knows a lot more about cars than I do. We're getting to it. We're trying to beat the sun because it's getting really hot, so I'm going to limit the talking and just show you what I'm doing. Hello everyone. This is Future Joe coming to you live from the editing room. I wanted to give you some quick insight into what these airbags are and why I am installing them on my truck. So although my truck camper, which weighs around 1,000 pounds, is well within the rated load capacity of my Tacoma's truck bed, you'll notice in some past videos when I unload the camper it takes a huge load off the truck and there's quite a bit of travel in the suspension, which means that it's being overloaded. And this is fairly common for most trucks that are carrying truck campers. So what these airbags do is sit between the frame of your truck and your axle, kind of acting as an additional suspension, and provide some pressure there to keep the truck camper from overloading your suspension. They also allow you to level out your load a little bit, and they just keep it from blowing out when you're traveling over rougher terrain, which is definitely something I'm going to be doing. After doing a lot of research and talking to other truck camper users, these Firestone Ride-Rite airbags seem to be the most highly recommended among truck campers and RVers. This kit seems to strike a pretty good balance between quality and affordability, which is exactly what I needed. I got this kit for $300 off of Amazon, and if you're doing the same, make sure to do some serious research into which kit you need for your specific truck model. Even among Tacomas, there's a few different kits you might need depending on year. If you do end up buying one of these kits, or really anything for that matter, including your cat food, if you buy it through the Amazon link below, you'll be supporting this channel and funding future videos. Okay, back to the video. Alright, well there was a lot of trial and error for this first one, so I'm gonna video the second one better, but here's what it will ultimately look like installed. You can see the airbag just sits between the frame and the leaf springs to provide a little more pressure there and keep some of the weight off the springs. And here you can see the air line that's going to be coming out the back, which is how you inflate them. Whew. Alright, now I'm going to show you what we're doing. Sketchy jack situation, don't do that at home, but we do have a floor stand to back that up, jack stand. Alright, first step is going to be using the Sawzall to cut off this little nub here, which is kind of like a bounce protector, and this is where the airbag is going to sit. Okay, and now we're going to pre-assemble the airbag fittings. Oh, the heat shield. One thing I just forgot to do, on the side where your exhaust is, you want to put the heat shield on, which looks like this. So I'm going to take this back out and put that on real fast. Okay, now we have the heat shield on, as it should be, after about 30 to 40 minutes of work to get all of these bolts off. Whoa. That took a little bit longer than expected, about 5 hours, I think. I think most people say it takes around 4, and obviously I have no experience with this type of stuff, so it probably took me longer. Yeah, overall, it wasn't necessarily a difficult install, but there were a few things to look out for. On the driver's side, if you're doing like a 09-ish Tacoma, there are brake lines that have a little bracket that you're gonna have to kind of bend the bracket out so you can access the bolt to bolt these in. On the right side, the passenger side, just make sure to add the heat shield in. I forgot to do that, and that added like 30 to 40 minutes as I had to take apart all the locking nuts and stuff and put them back on, which took a while. Overall, it's pretty sweet. It definitely lifts the truck up quite a bit, and it makes it a lot more stable. I'll add some more details as I get to experiment with it. I still need to make sure there's no leaks or anything. It doesn't look like there are, but you never know. You can see down in here, there's the airbag, and basically the air compressor line runs out the back here. And there are 2 caps there that you can manually fill up and get them to the right pressure to support your load. Simple as that. One project down, on to whatever's next. I don't even know what it is now. Disaster here in the camper.
Yeah, it bad.
And now that I'm looking closer, it does look like there's a little bit of water damage. So this is pretty bad news.